Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937. Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
And it is time for the Coaches Show here, and sponsored by Compass Health Network for all your health needs. Check out Compass. Coach Todd Mowry with us. And Coach, welcome to the Coaches Show.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
Tough loss last week, Odessa and MRVC Game 1.
Yeah, we like I said, we've got to get over this hump of standing in our way. You know, first half things are looking fairly good, and we just kind of had some special team self-destruction in the second half and allowed them to get some good field position, and it just got out of hand at that point. So.
Yeah, and something that hasn't come up for quite some time is that running clock. It happened for just a short time. Kids still battling, though, in that final quarter, come back and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, and that's, you know, that's something to say for our kids as they've come a long way in the last couple of years. Is, you know, a few years ago we would have never finished that game, but they kept playing. We got 4 quarters out of them. And that's, you know, that's what we asked for. Is we want the best out of your attitude and the best out of your effort, and then, you know, everything else is going to take care of itself.
Again, what we talked about before was the running attack of Odessa, always tough. Same thing this last week.
Yeah, we knew that was going to be one of their issues that we were going to have to deal with. And like I said, that first drive, it was tough. And, I mean, they earned it. They kind of ran the ball right down our throat, and we made a couple adjustments. And for the most part, the rest of the game, you know, everything kind of worked out for us. And obviously we had some mistakes here and there, and they had a few big gains. But, you know, was able to kind of overcome that a little bit. And like I said, just – you know, a couple block punts and them getting field position, you know, on our side of the field, and it just makes it really tough to overcome that, and we just got to do a better job of it. So that's been a real point of emphasis this week. We've made some changes personnel-wise on our special teams, changed some things up on our scheme, and, you know, special teams is a huge part of the game. If we can't flip the field, we're in trouble.
Well, one of the things we talked about last week kind of came into tuition again this week, the injuries. We got brand new people on the line last week. That didn't help that first drive. They kind of got accustomed to it and settled in well. but you got problems again.
Yeah, we do. We're definitely injury plagued right now, and it's kind of one of them things you kind of ask what the football gods, what we do to deserve all this, but here we are, and so we're just trying to work through it. And like I said, we got several new guys that don't normally play on Friday nights that are having to step up, and unfortunately the game's got to go on, so we've got to do the best we can to get them ready and just move forward.
And looking forward to the game going on this week. It is home again. Summit Christian Academy out of Lee Summit coming your way.
Yeah, so, Summit Christian's one of them teams we kind of wondered what they were going to look like at the beginning of the year. Didn't have a great record last year, but they're one of them teams that they normally don't ever have two bad seasons in a row, and definitely improved from where they were at last year. They've got a pretty dynamic quarterback that we're kind of interested in see how we're going to react. Our guys have kind of looked good in practice, and we've been adjusting for that, and they've got some playmakers, and they're going to make some plays, but we feel pretty confident with what we're doing. It's just can our new guys focus in and put the Friday night lights behind them and just lock into what they're doing, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, and it's kind of a Jekyll and Hyde 2 weeks for them too. First week they got beaten. This last week they won and in big fashion.
Yeah. We told our boys at the beginning of the week, and everybody's seen the score from their game this last week. We can't put a whole lot into that. That team they played last week just isn't the same team we are. We know that we compete, but like I said, we've got to fill them holes because we got some big gaps right now with some of our injuries that are out, and it's just making them guys step up. And once we know that they have the opportunity to do it, and we know that they all can do it. It's just we got to put that Friday night nervousness aside and just make sure we're focused in on what our job is every play.
Looks like it's time to defend home field once again this Friday night. Summit Christian Academy coming.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. Especially after this week, we got a 3-game road streak, and so it'd be nice to leave out Friday night with a big win at home, and especially over a very good opponent, and we can kind of move into more conference play next week.
Well, Coach, anything for the fans coming to see you tonight?
No, like I said, we appreciate everybody that comes out, and your continued support never goes unnoticed. And trust me, we're working. We're trying to get you those W's just as hard as everybody else. So we're looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to a great game with the Cardinals.
All right, thanks, Doug. Appreciate it.
And it has been Compass Health Network Coach's Show. Pregame coming your way. Of course, tune in to the Radford Media app and Spencer Edwards with the call right after this.
Check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Check. Is that all right, Jim? Yeah, I just don't know why I can't hear.
And it is time for the Coach's Show here, and sponsored by Compass Health Network. For all your health needs, check out
All right, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Cardinal Stadium tonight as we are getting set for Week 3 action here in the 2024 Clinton Cardinal High School football season tonight. The Cardinals at home getting ready to take on the Summit Christian Eagles out of Lee Summit, Missouri. This a non-conference game tonight for Clinton. Of course, the Cardinals playing an MRVC foe last week in Odessa and losing the game a week ago 37-7. Of course, Odessa, a very solid team, and put up a lot of points in that ball game. So the Cardinals coming out here tonight looking for their first win of the season, coming in at 0-2. Summit Christian comes in with a record of 1-1 on this young season, and this is a new opponent for Clinton as well. We did not play Summit last year, but the Eagles won big last week, 71-0 over East Kansas City. They lost their first game of the season to St. Michael the Archangel, 35-28 in a good one. So should be an interesting ball game here tonight, and we are live this evening on the Radford Media app with live video streaming. We've got Jim Sablett and Aiden on the camera here. So Jim helping us out with the technical side as well, so we appreciate him getting the computer all set up and the audio box as well. So Spencer Edwards with you, and glad to have you along. I want to mention our sponsors tonight. Our pregame show sponsor is Compass Health Network, and we appreciate Compass Health Network this year for all their support. And we're going to go ahead and pause here. We're going to have the national anthem as we get set for kickoff here tonight in Clinton. And welcome back here to Cardinal Stadium. Outstanding job by the Clinton High School band over there performing the national anthem here tonight as we get set for football here in Week 3 action. Got an overcast sky here tonight, so it looks like it kind of might rain, but I think we're going to stay dry, and that's going to help the players out, though, tremendously. Not a lot of humidity this evening, and the sun is behind those clouds, so definitely more comfortable night, certainly for the fans and the players, than it was the first 2 weeks where we had just a little bit more humidity out there this evening. So this is going to be another big opportunity for the Cardinals here tonight to get a victory again against this non-conference opponent in Summit Christian, a team they did not see last year, but this is a team that is coming in here with a lot of confidence. As I said, putting up 70 last week against East Kansas City. And the Cardinals this year, they only will have 2 more home games, I believe, after tonight. So their road schedule is a little bit more this year. I think end up with 5 games on the road, and so one more opportunity certainly before the last week of the season. That middle week game, or middle season game, I should say, will be against Harrisonville here at home, and then you've got the last one at home against Center. But here tonight, you've got an opportunity to get a win, and I know certainly in the first game against Boonville, one of those games, you look back on that first half, Cardinals were right in it and definitely played a tough half of football, particularly on the defensive side. Went into halftime only down 1 touchdown, and then that second half, Boonville, a couple key touchdowns in that ball game to end up pushing the lead out a little bit, end up being 26-14, I believe, the final score. But last week, of course, the season that Odessa had a year ago speaks for itself. I believe they won the district championship, and last year definitely got up in the game early against Clinton, made it tough on them at both sides of the football, and then really one of those situations where Odessa, they scored so fast in that ball game with the running game that it made it tough for Clinton to get anything going, particularly on the offensive end. And I think Odessa was a team last year that only gave up a little under 20 points a game, and so they had a very, very stout defense all season last year, and did, of course, last week against Clinton. So getting ready for the results here of the coin toss in just a moment. The captain's out there on the field, and it looks like Clinton won the toss and deferred, I believe, to the second half, and it will be Summit receiving, and they will be going on offense first here tonight. So we'll see how the Cardinal defense reacts with this offense that rolled up 7-0 last week. Can they contain them, particularly early in the game? And this is a Summit team, comes in here with a lot of experience. They actually have a roster full of seniors. I've counted at least 12 of them. So they're going to be a team that definitely relies on their experience. Their head coach is Justin Geiger, and a head coach, of course, for the Clinton Cardinals in his second year is Todd Mowry, with assistant coaches Daniel Stantork, Ben Monaco, Casey Taylor, Dana Banks, and Tim Townsend. So we are set for kickoff here tonight. Glad you could be with us live here on the Radford Media app for live video and audio. And virtually no wind here tonight at all, so that certainly will not be an issue in the kicking game. So Cardinals getting ready to kick this ball off from the 40-yard line. I was going to say, just as I say that, we get a little slight breeze. About knocked my roster out the window. So ready to roll. Cardinals kick it away. As that is Grayson Gillis with the kick, short kick, and fielded on the run there up to about the 40-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will begin their first drive of the night. And we want to thank our other outstanding sponsors tonight. Supporting Cardinal football, Compass Health Network, Clayton's Heartfelt Home and Care, C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Greg Smith Ford Lincoln, Integrity Floors, and Hawthorne Bank. And kickoff brought to you by Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care. So the Eagles out there on offense. Michael Ward, the quarterback, he is one of those 12 seniors that they have on this roster. Going to come out to start things off in the spread formation. Going to go 4 wide receivers. And short pass out there in the flat. Reeled in by Braden Porter, the senior wideout, one of their primary targets coming into this ball game. And looking at their numbers, he had a big ball game last week against East Kansas City. 2nd and 4 from the 44, back to pass, and it's out in the flat again, this time far side, and first man was made to miss there. Nice move by Barrett Geiger after the catch, and he's got the first down and more into Cardinal territory, all the way down to the 42 as Preston Lynch makes the tackle.
First down for the Eagles at the 42-yard line.
And from what we've been told, it definitely, and you've already seen it these first 2 plays, at Summit, they've got a passing attack that's definitely quick, short, out in the flat type routes, and they really try to spread the defense out. Of course, a lot of high schools now are running the spread passing formations. This time they go 4 wide. A bootleg near side. Ward now rolls back the other way, got a man wide open over the middle. And some yards after the catch again, all the way down to the 25. First down and more. Actually cleared the 24, I believe.
Tackled by Preston Lynch for the Cardinals.
As Lynch again on the stop, so that's back-to-back tackles for Lynch, and that's what you don't want. Your corner having to pursue from the backside, and these short passes, just getting guys out in space, making people miss early. And Summit already coming up on the red zone here. Be first down and 10 at the 24. Cardinals have played a lot of 4-3 so far this year. And we see it again here. See if they rush anybody. This time they're going to go up under center with the I formation. And inside give to Baji Walker. Gets near the 15-yard line. So first time we've seen him line up on the ground tonight. And Walker, also a senior as well, and fought with the stop. And we've seen Quentin first 2 weeks, of course, saw him against Boonville as well, really had a nice ball game. In that particular game, he actually had a big game on both sides of the ball, had several tackles, and had, of course, the 2 touchdowns for Clinton in that first game of the year. 2nd and 4, Walker on the call to the 15 down to the 10, and that'll be a first down and more. It's going to put the Eagles in first down and goal-to-go situation, I believe, as they will give him actually about the 11-yard line. So nothing fancy so far for Summit, just lining up right at you these last 2 plays, and they've really mixed it up here. Started with the 4-wide set, first 2 plays earlier in the drive, and now we'll see if they stay on the ground here. It's not going to be quite the goal to go, though, for them. They got to get to the 1-yard line for the goal to go. So 1st and 10 from the 11. 9:45 to go here in the first quarter, first series of the night. And inside give, first man through, that is to the fullback, Caden DeLapp. And he is brought down, I believe, just shy of the 5-yard line. And fought with another tackle right there, that inside linebacker position. And Fought's one of those guys, he can move side to side pretty well. He really looked good, particularly week 1 of coming off the edge, but definitely a kid that can make plays for you in the interior as well and take some of the pressure off of those defensive linemen. So 2nd down and 8 from the 9 for Summit Christian, trying to put the first points on the board of the night. 4 wide, slot man in motion across the formation. And bootleg right for Ward, hemmed in, and he's going to go down right at about the 5-yard line. Just barely got across, I think, the original line of scrimmage. Definitely trying to throw that ball to the front right corner of the end zone, but good coverage for the Cardinals, taking that away. I believe Goff, the corner over there on the far side, along with Preston Lynch, doing a good job stepping in front and preventing that little dump-off pass as Ward trying to float that into the end zone. And that's where it's tougher sometimes. You get deeper into the red zone, it's a lot tighter to try to fit the football into, and I think Ward found that out there. Those passing lanes can constrict a little bit. So big play here, 3rd down and 4 at the 6. Summit's going to spread it out this time. They got 4 wide on that right side. And a little screen out in the flat, and that'll be a touchdown to DeLapp. Caden DeLapp walks it in, and that was just a good disguise there. They threw it out to him, just a little wide receiver screen, used those other 3 guys as blockers, and takes it to the end zone for the first points of the night. So Summit on the board first with 8:05 to go here in the first quarter. Extra point on the way, and it'll be Noah McConnell to kick. Hold is down, and it is good, right down the middle. So Summit Christian continues their high-powered offensive attack from last week. They march it down and score on the opening series as it's 7-0, 8:05 to go in the first. We'll take a timeout, be back right after this. You're watching Cardinal Football on the Redford Media app. And welcome back to Cardinals Stadium. Kick away, and the return here for the Cardinals coming back up the middle, and a nice return all the way up over the 30 to about the 35. I believe that is Barnhart. Brody Barnhart, a nice return right up the seam, and that was very nicely blocked there. Cardinals had the wedge set up perfectly. And now we'll see Cannon Lafarge and the Clinton offense out there for the first time here this evening. Looks like Summit going to come out in the 4-3 defense here to start as well. Spread formation for Clinton. And inside give off left tackle on first down goes to Marcus Oliver for a minimal gain on that play. Brought down by Scott Cooper, another one of those seniors. And, of course, as we've talked about the first 2 weeks, this Clinton team, they just have 4 seniors this year. So the experience gap definitely in Summit's favor tonight with all those senior and juniors as well. I mean, they've got a host of juniors and a pretty big roster out there dressed out also. So second down at 8 for the Cardinals here on their opening series of the night. Interesting set here down at the bottom of the screen. You see those stacked 3 receivers. Option to the left, and not much doing there for Lafarge as he elects to hang on to it, and they had that covered up nicely out on the edge. A couple tackles made by the Eagles there, led by the 56 of Garrett Madden. See if we might see a little pressure here from Summit. Cardinals have to be ready for it. Looks like they're just going to rush for Lafarge back to pass. Going to air it out, going deep. A lot of hang time on this ball, up for grabs, and it's incomplete. I believe Barnhart did get a hand on that, but they had pretty good coverage down the field, double coverage with the safety help up over the top. So pretty good coverage there, and that kind of that pass hung up for a little while, and that allowed that safety to cover more ground, get to the sideline there to be that second defender on that play. And now it brings up a 4th and 9 for the Cardinals. We'll see what Coach Mowry wants to do here. Probably going to have to punt this ball pretty deep in their own territory. So from the 36, Cardinals will be in punt formation here. And Summit a little bit late getting a guy back. Maybe thinking they'd fake it, but I'd be shocked if they did. And it is going to be a clean punt. And see if he gets a nice hop, and it's going to roll dead just beyond the 35. So not a bad punt there by Lafarge. And that's where the Eagles will begin this second drive of the night. So a quick 3 and out. Eagles defense able to get off the field and did not blitz at all on that first series. So we're able to stop Clinton with the straight 4-man rush. But it appears this Summit team, they like to mix up the offense quite a bit. So Cardinals going to have to be prepared for probably a little run and pass here tonight in this ball game. And they're going to show run here on this first down. Looks like saw that I formation 4 times on that first series for them. And deep handoff here off left tackle. And not a lot of yards that time. That's going to be hemmed in as Beige Walker brought down as Goff with a nice play. Boy, Goff already several tackles. Lynch a couple tackles as well for this Clinton defense. Brings up a second down. Call it a long 6 here. So we've got 5:50 left here in our first quarter. Got the scoreboard up there tonight. Looking good on the screen. So I think eventually we might have a clock camera, don't you think, Aiden? Might have to get that eventually. So they go spread set here, looking pass. Pass out in the flat from Ward is caught. And room to run. That'll be a first down. Walker out of the backfield with a nice catch. And Lynch brings him down about the 46-yard line. And that's what Walker gives this offense. He's really one of those dual-threat running backs. Can come out of the backfield, catches the ball, and pretty stout runner as well. And those guys are X factors on the field for you. Very tough to cover. when you've got basically kind of that fifth receiver back there at running back that can come out of the backfield and make some catches. So 5:20 left here in the first quarter, 7-0. Eagles scoring on the first drive, looking for more here. Handoff back up the middle, and room to run, pushing the pile forward, and that's going to be up near another first down. I believe Walker on the call, and he's going to be awfully close to the stick. Looks like so close, we're going to have a measurement here. So the chain gang going to get to come out onto the field, I believe, here, maybe? Or are they going to go ahead and call this a first? No, they are. I thought I saw the official was signaling for an official's timeout maybe to come out for a measurement, but they're going to go ahead and say he had it by, not by much there, though, maybe a few inches. New set of downs coming up here for the Eagles. Very methodical on this drive as well to this point. With 4:50 left here in the first. Cardinals have not blitzed yet either. Showing 4 here. Going to bring 4. Ward to pass. Flushed out. In trouble. Oh, he gets out of the sack and moves back left and is hit pretty hard out of bounds. Boy, I don't know how he got out of that, but man, they had him dead to rights back there. And tough break. I believe Jack English just couldn't quite wrap him up. Kind of had him in the grasp, and then Stamper makes a good hit on him out of bounds. But that would have gone for a huge loss had they been able to get the sack. Instead, he gets some of that yardage back. He is only a loss of 1. It would have been a loss of about 20 had he had the sack. So now it's 2nd and 11 from the 45. Trips on that far side for the Eagles this time. Cardinals now will blitz, going to blitz a couple. And they get the seam route over the middle. First down and more, I believe. Actually kind of angled back away from the marker, but initial forward progress able to give him that. That's Barrett Geiger on the catch, his second catch of the night. And a gain of about 32, the 32-yard line as Bramall on the stop for Clinton. So new set, and that's where they really recognized the blitz perfectly that time. That was a really good job by Ward. He saw those 2 blitzers coming from the middle of the field, so he knows that seam is open, and they just throw it right up over the top of that, as that was a 6-man rush there for Clinton. So 1st and 10, I formation, and they're going to go on the ground. Walker with some yardage, positive yards up to about 25. I think they may give him actually the 26 here. But very balanced attack. Summit, they've, I think, almost had an even mix of run and pass to this point. As Wilson getting in there to make the stop, and that's one of those plays there for Chase. He's got to come up and fill that gap pretty quickly, and was able to do it that time. 2nd and 4 for Summit on the move here, taking a lot of time off the clock as well on this drive, down to 3:20 to go in the first. I formation, they're going to go play action with Ward bootleg right. Lets it go, and it's incomplete. Trying to make that leaping grab over there on the far side was Caden DeLapp, and he threw that just a little bit high, but good pressure by the Cardinals, forcing him out that time. And I think Ward definitely not as comfortable throwing on the run as he is in the pocket, and kind of let that go a little bit early, I think, off of his back foot. So it brings up a 3rd down and 4. We'll see if the Cardinals can find a way to get off the field here. And Summit heavily dominating the time of possession battle. I mean, they have chewed up a ton of clock, especially here on this second drive. Cardinals have just had 1 possession in this first quarter. Passing look here, trips right and looking left. Ward's pass is caught down at the 20 as they force the receiver out of bounds. That's going to be Braden Porter on the catch, and he's got another first down. Porter's second catch of the night as well. Just taking what the defense gives them. Cardinals still playing a soft zone and That short outside passing game has been working. They've been getting it out quick in the flats. So new set of downs for them at the 18-yard line. They're going to need looks like about the 9 for the goal to go. But right on the red zone edge again here. Going to go split backs this time. Another new formation. They've changed them up frequently tonight so far. And the handoff down to the 15-yard line. Not much there for Porter this time. Or excuse me, I think that's DeLapp. That time, yeah, they had him lined up in the backfield. And not much doing there. And a nice tackle there in the middle by Austin Clifton. One of the big anchors on that defensive line for the Cardinals, 6'3", 280, and big lad in there made a nice stop on that play. So 2nd down and 7, ball at the 15-yard line. They're going to keep DeLapp in the backfield again here with Walker and Ward under center. Walker, nice cut, back to the right, another good cut, down to the 10 to about the 5, and that'll be a 1st down. So Beige Walker showing some shifty moves right there. That is very good balance from left to right there pretty quickly as Barnhart on the stop. But it is now 1st and goal to go for the Eagles. Coming up on 2 minutes left here in the 1st. So point of attack right now. Summit doing a pretty good job getting off the ball to this point. And boy, they got a big center in there. Man, 75. Keegan Cantrell. They don't list their weights on their roster, but he is moving people there at the center position in the middle. Handoff here to Walker. Oh, and a nice play out there on the edge as the Cardinals get to him. I believe 52. Good stop there in the middle. Will Golder, the initial defender on the play. And that's one of those plays right there where Golder did an excellent job taking away the cutback lane for Walker. So it's going to bring up a 2nd down goal to go from the 4 here and see if they want to keep this on the ground. Definitely a run-first situation now. Cardinal defensive line trying to hang tough here right at the goal line, but they got to be gassed already. I mean, this drive has chewed up, I'd say, at least 5 minutes at the most, maybe more than that. Split backs here. And Ward going to go to DeLapp and nothing doing right at the line of scrimmage as that is brought down immediately. Clifton in there to make the tackle in the middle. He's just buried DeLapp. You just saw him basically disappear there in the middle. So big play, and that's where Clifton, he's having to go toe-to-toe with Cantrell, the big center there in the middle. And that's not an easy chore, but he did a good job getting off the ball right there and making a play. So the Cardinal D-line making them work for it here down on the goal line. 3rd down and goal at about the 4.5. And I would imagine probably 4-down territory. I'd be surprised if Summit didn't try to go for it if they get into the 4th down situation. Looking left, Ward trying to step up in the pocket. It collapses around him, and he is going to go down. Big play there in the middle, right at the 5-yard line. Uh-oh, and we got players down now, Summit, and one of which is the center I just mentioned, Cantrell. And that could be a big development in this game, and that does not look good as he is down holding his left knee. So now, boy, a big play right there on the 3rd down. It's going to force Summit into a 4th and goal with 2 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter. We've got an injury timeout on the field and a big decision coming up when we come back after this on the Radford Media app.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
And welcome back. And a good sight to see, better than it was a minute ago. At least Cantrell up under his own power, but having to be helped off. But man, he was down flat on his back, holding his knee. But it looks like, fortunately, he's able to put some pressure on it and walking off, albeit very gingerly. So hopefully he'll be able to come back into the ball game. And he's one of their keys up on the line, their center as well. So you don't know how that's going to affect the snap count situation with Ward. Anytime you got to throw a new center in there, you never know what can happen. And now it looks like we got another timeout call. Oh, that's the end of the first. So the clock started there, and they did not go ahead and run the play. So still 7-0 Summit Christian. They are threatening again here. 4th down and goal to go coming up when we come back, when they change ends, and we'll see if they still elect to go for it when we come back right after this.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
And we are back here at Cardinal Stadium. Glad you could be with us here tonight. Live video streaming for you on the Radford Media app. Spencer Edwards, we've got Aiden, we've got Jim Sablat as well here with us. And making sure we're staying on the air here. So appreciate you joining us tonight here in week 3 of the 2024 season. Cardinals looking for their first win of the season. And wow, interesting decision here. They are going to kick the field goal on 4th and goal at the 5. And kick up. Oh, and is this going to make it? Yes, it does. Just barely. Man, that one snuck. I mean, snuck over the bottom upright. So, kind of interesting there. I haven't seen a field goal that close in, particularly at the high school level. A lot of teams like to just go for that. But Noah McConnell able to kick the field goal, and it's now a 10-0 advantage for the Eagles here. So the time of possession battle, man, that is one of the keys in this game right now for sure. I mean, I tell you what, they ate up a good 8 minutes on that last drive. That was an 11-play drive for Summit that ends in the field goal to add to this lead. But in hindsight, you kind of have to look at it as a victory for Clinton because they gave up a lot of yardage on that drive. A lot of time was taken off, but that, I think, is definitely a victory to just hold them to a field goal. In that situation, no doubt about it. And you got to go back to that big play on that sack on the 3rd down where the Cardinals caved it in there in the middle. And that was a huge, huge play to put him in that 4th down to force the field goal. So Barnhart back deep. Cardinals actually 3 guys back deep, it looks like. Grayson Gillis back there as well. We saw Barnhart with the return, a good return earlier. And they're going to angle this to the right. It's going to be fielded by Jace Wilson, another guy with dangerous speed. And look at him go up the side, all the way up over midfield into Summit territory. Jace Wilson, we saw him in week 1. He's got the wheels back there and shows why. And it's like they were angling that to keep it away from Barnhart. But that's the advantage of putting 3 guys back deep, one of which being Wilson, who's a guy that normally you want to kick it away from him too, but that time they made the mistake thinking that Barnhart was the guy they had to keep it away from, and they'll probably remember that now. But the Cardinals, great field position here to start the drive. Going to set up shop at the Summit 42. Play fake, Lafarge with time, Aaron Hunt deep, just overshoots Wilson. That's where he actually overthrew it. Wilson's fast, but he's not quite that fast. And just a little bit too much mustard, but Wilson was well behind. I mean, easily behind the corner. And just a little more touch on that ball, and that might have been 6 for the Cardinals right there. So Jace Wilson's going to be able to run past most people. He's somebody you definitely have to play a 2-deep zone against. Very hard to stay in front of him. So 2nd down and 10. Cardinals trying to take advantage of that big return, getting a little momentum. They're going to swing thought out here down to the bottom of your screen. 4 wide receivers in the formation. And Oliver up the middle across the 40 to about the 37. Second carry of the night for Oliver, but the Cardinals just have not had the football hardly at all. Just one possession in that first quarter. So they're trying to return the favor here a little bit on offense and play keep away now. Keep the ball away from Summit as much as they can and give their defense a breather. Well, a great crowd over there tonight. The home stands filled up. A lot of Cardinal red and blue over there for week 3 here at Cardinal Stadium. Cardinals will be on the road next week at Pleasant Hill as they get back into MRVC play. 3rd and 5, Lafarge. Oh, threw that one just to the left of Ford, and a flag comes out. Flag is down, and we shall see what this will be. It may be roughing the passer, and it is. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Lafarge got decked right there. Boy, big call. 73. He was kind of celebrating there. Daniel Rohr thought he had a clean sack and kind of hands up in the air. What did I do? Well, the official said you roughed the quarterback right there. So that's a big, big penalty. 15-yarder from the spot. 15 from the spot to the all the way to the 22-yard line. So that changes things in a hurry. Or it'll be a 1st down and 10 now. Cardinals would have been looking at another 4th down. But a big penalty lets them off the hook, now trying to take advantage of it. Summit going to blitz here, going to bring 5. Pass in the flat. Oh, through the hands of Fred. And is that live? Or are they going to call it a catch and a fumble or incomplete? Well, that looked incomplete initially, and the officials haven't made a signal yet. Wow, this is going to be a big call. Looked like Summit did recover, but they are going to call an incomplete pass, and I definitely think that's the right call. That clearly was a forward pass, no doubt, and just goes right through his hands. But that's where you dive on it because you never know on that situation. And fortunately for the Cardinals, it is an incompletion. 2nd down and 10, 22-yard line will be the line of scrimmage. And Cardinals, where they break the huddle deep. They had that line lineman all the way back there, about the 35 for the huddle. They run a good 15 yards up to the line of scrimmage. And there's Oliver through the middle with a seam. And he is in for the touchdown. Marcus Oliver right up the gut.
That's a Clinton Cardinals touchdown!
Breaking multiple tackles on that run and just shot out of a cannon through the middle. So Oliver for 6 puts the Cardinals on the board for the first time tonight.
Cardinals touchdown by number 1, Marcus Oliver.
First touchdown of the season, I believe, for Oliver, the tailback. Marcus, of course, a junior, and that is an outstanding run. Very nicely blocked. So the big penalty on the roughing the passer helps the Cardinals out big time there, and they take advantage as Wilson's extra point is good. So the Cardinals get the big return from Wilson, the roughing the passer, and then a touchdown from Oliver a couple plays later, and it's now 10-7. And we'll take a timeout here. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Cardinal football on the Radford Media app.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
Back here at Cardinal Stadium, short return there for Summit as they bring it out to the 35-yard line, and Cardinals with some life after a big score. 16-yard run up the middle for Marcus Oliver, and an extra point as well, and we got ourselves a ball game right now. The Cardinal defense looking for a stand. They have been on the field a lot in this first half and need a quick 3 and out right here. Empty backfield. Cardinals creeping up, going to bring 5. And Ward out in the flat, near side Walker. Yards after the catch. And all the way up near the first down. Takes it near the 45-yard line. Just a little dink and dunk passing game to this point. Really nothing deep down the field. Summit's had no pass over 20 yards to this point. And Stamper with the stop, and this is where with the zone coverage, they're going to make you make tackles out in space. You really have to be good one-on-one with this style passing game that you're facing, playing a zone especially. So second down and a yard, sneak up the middle, but flags are out.
Flag on the play.
Right as the snap was taken, probably going against Summit here. It's going to be a false start on the Eagles. Just our second penalty of the night as well. So it's been a very clean game to this point. So that'll be a 5-yarder on the offside. And I'll move it back to at the 39.5. It'll be second down, 6 to go. 10 minutes to play here in the first half. Cardinals still in the zone. Going to bring 5 front. Late blitzer here. Forces him out of the pocket. Being chased by him. Oh, gets him. And a great job by Fought pursuing that all the way to the sideline. Flushed him out on the blitz as a kind of a delayed blitz on that left side. And very nice job. And Ward had to unload that on the run again a lot sooner than he would have liked. But that is a textbook job of disguising the pressure that time. And wait until that last minute's going to make that left tackle and tailback a lot harder for them to pick that late rusher up. So 3rd and 6 for Summit. It's a big play right here for the Cardinal defense trying to get a stand because this is going to be tough depending on how many yards they get. If they punt on 4th down or go for it, they roll back left. Oh, do they get the first down? A strike delivered over on the far side. Braden Porter reels that pass in, and that was a dart that time by Ward. I mean, he threw that ball right on the money. So a big conversion gain of about 15 on 3rd and 6 for Summit, and it will be a new set of downs for the Eagles. So Ward hasn't looked as comfortable throwing on the run tonight until really that play. He got one delivered right on target when he needed it the most. And Lynch playing back deep there in zone, and tough to come up on that ball and cover that 5-yard distance. Cardinals with one deep safety back as well. Walker off the left side, and he's into Cardinal territory to the 48, looks like.
Second down for the Eagles.
Barnhart on the tackle. It'll bring up second down as we approach 9 minutes to play here in the first half. And you see the subs coming in and out here. Summit Christian, they've got a lot of depth on their sideline, and they don't hesitate to sub in. We've seen a lot of different types of formations, but they're going to have to hurry here. Down to 2 on the play clock, and they're going to have to take a timeout. So that time, too much subbing there, and that cost them some time on the play clock and very close to a delay of game. So we'll step aside here, take a quick timeout. Be right back after this on the Radford Media app.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
Golden Valley Vendors.
Back here at Cardinal Stadium, 8:39 left here in our first half of football. Week 3 action for you on a nice, pleasant evening for football. Good ball game right now, as you see. And this is one of these situations right now. The Cardinal defense just trying to bear down. You get a stop here, get the ball back, you're going to have plenty of time to maybe put one in the end zone before half and get the lead. Cardinals, by the way, will get the ball to start the second half. And we want to thank our bronze sponsors, C Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Greg Smith Ford Lincoln, Integrity Floors, and Hawthorne Bank.
Second down to the Eagles.
So the Eagles coming out of that timeout, and Coach Geiger not happy with his team. They were very close to a delay of game, had to burn one, and now facing a 2nd and 6 from the Clinton 49. Ward with time, airing it out deep over the middle, and incomplete. Oh, but there's the flag late, as it looks like they're going to get the pass interference. Braden Porter, the intended receiver, and he was lobbying the official, and he's going to get the call. That was close, but maybe a little tug of the jersey there. Aiden says yes, it was, and Aiden needs to get us a replay maybe in the future too, so we can see that again. But I don't either. We're working on that maybe. So that's a big call too as well, and that's going to give him the first down. Deep inside Clinton territory, I believe this from the spot. No, it is not. It is to the 20. The 34.
The Eagles now have
34 and a half. So it will be, nonetheless, a penalty-aided first down, which the Cardinals had a big penalty that they took advantage, of course, on that last drive. They got the roughing the passer, and now a pass interference call on the Clinton defense gives Summit new life. Looking pass here, spread set, Ward going to the air short, and it is caught. Little slant route, and yards after the catch, all the way down to about the 15-yard line on the reception. That will be Barrett Geiger. A first down and more. And that is a gain of about 25 as Wilson in the secondary making the play. So a lot of the Clinton corners having to make most of the plays against this short passing game. We've seen Lynch, Goth, and then just a moment ago, Wilson making what could have been really a touchdown saving tackle. First down and 10. Summit knocking on the door, trying to add to the lead. Go slant again. This time they go far side, and it is reeled in. John Brooks with the catch. His first catch of the night. And Goff with the stop. So going to the slant game, and boy, that's the kind of routes that put a lot of pressure on your corners as well. It really forces you to almost creep up there. But that's where when you're playing zone, that's just by design. They're going to take those slant routes in front of you. And Cardinals will see maybe if they creep up a little bit next few plays. Looks like now they are playing more man. Or not as soft a zone. It's definitely a closer, about 3 yards deep. The corners are off. And they're back to pass again. Brooks, I think he caught it, but he was out of bounds. No, he didn't catch it at all. So I think he would have had a tough time staying in had he did catch it. And that is a nice opportunity now. Puts the Cardinals in a 3rd and 3. It could be close yardage, but we'll see if they can't get off the field potentially. But we do know that Summit has a field goal kicker. They've already kicked one tonight. So wouldn't be surprised if they try another one if they get in the 4th down situation. Going to have Walker in the backfield, the lone setback. They go up under center here. Cardinals move, but they get back across in time, and Walker gets the call, angling right with a cut, and he is in for the touchdown. Right off right tackle, and they just came right downhill. Walker, very, very shifty running back, very good athlete, and using that lateral movement with the balance, and puts the Eagles up on the board for their 2nd touchdown of the night to make it 16-7, extra point on the way. Plenty of leg right there, right down the middle for Noah McConnell. as he's 2 for 2 on the PATs and also has 1 field goal. So the lead pushed out for Summit with 7:19 to go here before halftime, and we'll be back right after this on the Radford Media app.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
7:19 left to go here before the half. Summit on the board, a touchdown a moment ago on the ground from Walker. So both of their touchdowns in this first half have come on the ground, but they took advantage of a pass interference call on that drive as well that gave them a first down. And now a fumble by Wilson on the return, but picks it up. Had that good return last time and still on his feet here to the 25. Looking for more to the 30. And Jace Wilson all the way out near the 36.
Another great return by number 2, Jace Wilson.
So I think I commented earlier about how they kicked it to Wilson, trying to angle it away from Barnhart last time, not maybe knowing the speed that Wilson has, but they went right there again and kicked it right to him the second time. After the bobble, he's able to make something happen with it, and that's the thing. When you got the speed that Wilson has, you can do a lot with the football for sure. We'll see if they can get him some passes on this drive. He has just 1 catch so far tonight. So 1st and 10, option to the right, and they're going to force out the tailback over there. I believe that was Barnhart, on the call. Tough to get. I think that was Fought. I think Quentin Fought catching the pitch, but he, I think, maybe is shaken up a little bit. He comes off the field after that, so they're going to have to check on him, and that is definitely something to watch. He's one of the key players out there for the Cardinals. 2nd down, 7 to go here from the 39 for the Cardinals. Five-man rush, and right into the teeth of that, Oliver gets decked and just barely gets back across the original line of scrimmage.
It'll be 3rd and 8 for your
So a hard-fought yard there for Oliver, who has the only Clinton touchdown of the night so far. 6:33 to go before the half. Looks like they're going to show pressure again here. Screen over the middle. Oliver. All kinds of daylight out in front. And all the way down to the 32-yard line. Oliver, all kinds of room. That was a perfectly designed screen. And you saw a good 7 defenders all chasing the quarterback, which is exactly what you want. You want them all to jailbreak towards Lafarge, and Camden did a great job just floating that up over the top. And a monster gain there of about 40 yards for Oliver, all the way down to the 30, about the 32-yard line. Big play, biggest play of the night from scrimmage for the Cardinals. They're going to have English, the tight end, on the left side here, bootleg for Lafarge. And a strike down to the 15-yard line. 1st down, right on the money with the pass. See if we can get the number there. Is that 9? Yes. It's going to be Barnhart right on the number, right in the chest. And the Cardinals, great momentum on this drive, trying to add to the touchdown count to be their 2nd touchdown of the night to cut into this lead a little bit before halftime. Still got plenty of time, 5:38 to go before the half. Inside curl right up the middle, and that's going to be Oliver getting a heavy dose of him on this drive all the way down to about the 6. Very close to the 1st down, but he is going to be just shy, I believe. Needs about the 5-yard line for the goal to go. Pistol set, 3 yards deep. And Oliver bottled up this time. Read perfectly there in the interior by Summit. And nice play there in the middle. Big number 56, nose tackle there, Garrett Madden, making the play. And trying to look down here on the sideline for Summit, see if their big number 75 has come back in the game. I believe he did. Cantrell, we saw him go down earlier with what appeared to be a really bad knee injury. He did come off gingerly, and I think he's back out there now. I think he's the right tackle on that D-line. Big play here, 3rd down and short from the 7. LaForge trying to get it himself. He's got the 1st down, and he's got the touchdown buzzy. Did he get the pylon? No signal yet. Boy, he's close. I thought he knocked the pylon down. Boy, how is that not a touchdown? If he got the pylon, as it looked like the pylon's down, but they're going to say, I guess the knee was down before that. But he is, man, about as close as you can get. And it's 1st down and goal, 1 yard line. Boy, LaForge, great effort. Almost got in there. We'll see if they can punch it in right here, trying to cut it to 17-14. Oh, the snap is fumbled. I think the ball is loose in the end zone, but did the Cardinals fall on it in the end zone? No signal. And LaForge somehow falls on the ball, but they're going to say he was not across the goal line. So they're going to put it at the 1 again, where that was a near disaster. And that's where Camden was going to run the snake. You could see the play coming, and he just hurried and fumbled the snap. Got to make sure that snap is secure. 2nd and goal at the 1. LaForge under center sneak, and he is in there this time for the touchdown.
That's the Clinton Cardinals touchdown. We have flags on the play.
Just wait just a second, though. We do have Laundry on the field, and we shall see what this is. And boy, that was good. A little bit of distance after the play, too. And officials having a conference over it. Just not sure how it could be any kind of a hold situation. It is going to be a personal foul on Clinton. Wow. Offsetting personal fouls.
Personal foul on both teams offset.
So it is declined. The touchdown is good. And it is 17-13 at this point. So LaForge, well, he was awfully close a play or two before that on that bootleg roll. And that time the effort was due there in the middle, and man, just right in behind the center for the 6. So a big drive there for the Cardinals. Very nicely done to get some momentum back heading towards halftime. But we still got 4:07 to go before the half. And the Cardinals will get the ball to start the second half as Wilson's extra point is good. But the Cardinals cut into the deficit late here in the first half. And we'll be back with the kick right after this on the Radford Media app, your home for Cardinal sports.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
For the Cardinals a moment ago, 1 yard sneak from Camden LaForge to cut into the deficit. 4:07 left before the half. Cardinals to kick. Booming kick by Wilson, and it is a beauty. All the way back to the 10-yard line, looking for running room. Oh, and a big shot on the return. Cardinals, great job getting down the field on that return. That was the 35 of Elijah Cox, where he paid the price right there with the hit. Was lucky to hang on to the football as well. And now the Clinton defense with some confidence from their offense after the big touchdown. See if they can maybe get the ball back again here before the half and have a shot to get the lead. If they get this quick stop here, long field to work with for Summit Christian, and they've pretty much had the better of the field position battle to this point. Time of possession battle still in their favor as well, but the Cardinals fighting back. Two deep zone, four-man rush for the Cardinal defense. They roll Ward out, and he's going to pull it down. Well, he took off early there. Not sure if that was a design run or if he was really going to throw that initially, but scampers for a nice gain. And that'll be enough for a first down, gain of 11 up to the 30-yard line. Second half kickoff, I should say, was brought to you by Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care. And 3:52 to go, and man, this is a very critical situation right here. Cardinals right in this ball game. Offense trying to get the ball back if the defense can hold, but a new set. They got a little bit of daylight now after that first down run by Ward. Short pass near side. Geiger with the grab. He's had 4 catches tonight for the Eagles, and that is some positive yards. Still a good 5, maybe 6 yards shy of the first down, though, out to about the 35. And that's where the Cardinals just got to keep those kind of plays in front of them. That's a good job by Lynch, keeping everything in front right there. And Stamper in on the play as well there. And Quentin fought back on the field as well, so that's good to see. He had come off that last offensive series. Oh, and this pass through the hands, incomplete, and that ball was up in the air for a little bit. And almost a shot at a pick as Goff with the hurry there, and that is very, very close. Brooks had that one pop right off the front of his jersey and landed, fortunately for Summit, harmlessly to the turf. And another big third down upcoming here for the Cardinal defense. 3rd and a long 5 from the 35. Four-man rush. Ward surveys. Pass caught, but does he have the first down? Well, that is going to be awfully close, up near the 40-yard line. And he's going to have it by about a yard. Porter with the grab. His 4th catch of the night as well. So they definitely have spread the love around in the passing game. Ward has completed now 9 passes to 5 different receivers. So that's about as balanced as you can get in the passing game to this point, as we almost at 3 minutes to go here before the end of the half. 2 deep zone for Clinton defensively. See those 2 safeties back there. And now they go short again over the middle. Pass is caught by DeLapp. And not much after that catch. Good open field tackle made there out in space. And that is a really nice job by Stamper. And that is one of those plays you got to break down in a hurry. And Stamper, I believe he's at defensive end there on that left side. So he had to cover a little bit of ground that time to make that tackle. 2nd and 6. Five receivers in the pattern. They go out in the flat, and it is broken up, knocked down, and is at the 21, I believe. Boy, that is a nice job by Bramble. The corner on that far side. We got a flag out here late. Uh-oh. This could be going against Clinton. We shall see. Aiden thinks it's another unsportsmanlike, and if it is, that'll be the 2nd tonight on Clinton. Of course, 1 earlier on Summit as well. And it is personal foul on Clinton. Wow, big penalty right there. Would have been a 4th down coming up. Instead, it is going to be an automatic first down. And the Cardinals kind of looking around, still wondering, say, where was that maybe called? And you can see over far side, I think, is that Coach Mowry. Coach Mowry, he is out on the field. He's not happy. He just spiked the headset. Uh-oh, and he just got a flag. Yeah, flag comes out, and this is going to be, I think, on Coach Mowry. It was definitely showing his displeasure with the call over there and was right in the official's ear. And they call the sideline warning here. So he was definitely incensed with that call. And again, Cardinals defense, they were kind of looking around, not sure when that unsportsmanlike was called. And the sideline warning comes in then after that. So new set of downs to the 40-yard line. And that's some of the mistakes in a close game especially. Just can't have those. And those penalty-aided first downs, sometimes those have a way of coming back to haunt you, especially late in the game. Passing look here again here, 4 wide. Ward flushed out. Takes off, long daylight for him, and he's all the way to the house for a touchdown. Man, they spread everybody out, and he just took it right through the seam. Cardinals were expecting pass, but it is coming back. It's going to be a hold on the Eagles. Wow, big call right there. Wipes away what would have been about a 40-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Michael Ward. Man, that is a backbreaker for them right there. It's going to bring it back to, I believe, the original line of scrimmage. Or no, penalty aided on that, so it will come back all the way to midfield. Man. 10-yarder. Man, that really could help the Cardinals out big time right here. 2:08 to go before the half. Cardinals, if you're just joining us, a couple of rushing touchdowns tonight in the ball game. Marcus Oliver had the first one, and then the most recent one was a 1-yard sneak up the middle by Camden Lafarge. This has been a very tight game throughout. Cardinals got down early, battled back, and are right in it here late in the first half. Ward flushed out, running through the middle, and not much, slung down to the ground. Mason Shoemate on the tackle, 6'4" sophomore. And boy, it was a great play by him. Had to make the play, trailing the play as well. From the backside, makes a huge tackle, especially on a guy like Ward that's shown that he can get out of the pocket in a hurry. 2nd down and 16. So the holding penalty wiping away a 30-yard touchdown run has changed the complexion of this drive in a hurry to the Cardinals' favor. Going to bring 5 here, dump off out in the flat. Look out, Walker. And they get to him at about the 40-yard line. So not much after the initial surge of about 5 or 6. Nice pursuit there by Barnhart and Lynch, able to get over there and go sideline to sideline. And this is the kind of offense with Summit. They put the pressure on your sidelines. I mean, they make your corners really have to go to both sides of the field. So here we go on 3rd down and 11 at the 41. Ward just getting away, just barely from English. They force him to the sideline. He's still going to be short of the first down by a good 3, maybe 4 yards. Boy, Jack English was in hot pursuit, almost caught up to him, but Ward, he's definitely quick. He can get out of that pressure and still going to be shy of the stick, so it's going to be 4th down and short. And now we shall see what they want to do. This is going to be kind of an interesting call here for Summit. 45 seconds to go in the half. They are acting like they want to go for it as they come over to Coach Geiger there near the sideline.
Timeout on the field. Timeout, Summit Christian.
And it will be a timeout here. Timeout by the Eagles. They want to talk it over. So big play coming up. 45 seconds to go in the half. We'll be back right after this.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
Back live here at Cardinal Stadium, 45 seconds to go in the half. Cardinal defense, they have been out there a bunch tonight so far in this first half of football, trying to come up with a stop, though. It appears out of the timeout that Summit's going to go for this. From the 35, big play right here. Four wide receivers stacked up on the near side, empty backfield. Cardinals bring 5. Walker got by the first, got by the second, and he is all the way down to the 25 and a first down. Man, he is slippery. He can get out of a lot of stuff. Cardinals had it pretty well bottled up, but that's just the ability to make people miss. And now they hurry up to the line, and yeah, that didn't go well. Looked like Ward was going to try to spike it, but flags fly. Eagles are showing that they got one timeout remaining. Cardinals do have all 3 of theirs left, but a illegal procedure false start on Summit. So they just got going too quick there. They were wanting, I think, spike the football to stop the clock, but that's going to back them up. And this is very important here. Cardinals really need to hold them right before the half. You don't want to give them any momentum. Cardinals have played a pretty good second quarter here, but they definitely are within striking distance, and we know they do have a pretty good kicker, so wouldn't be surprised if they are in a field goal situation if they might try it. But after the penalty, it's 1st and 15, back to the 30. Walker in the backfield with Ward. Cardinals in that deep zone. Over the seam, Brooks almost bobbled it, but reels it in. He's down to the 10-yard line. That's a first down. Clock will stop to set the chains. That'll get it to 18 seconds. A big play over the middle. Brooks gets free for a 20-yard gain, and they will go ahead and take the timeout right here. So I believe the scoreboard is correct. That's their final timeout of the half. Go ahead and keep it here, and gives us a chance to tell you about our outstanding sponsors. We want to thank Compass Health Network, Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care, C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Greg Smith Ford Lincoln, Integrity Floors, and Hawthorne Bank. And appreciate all of their support of Cardinal football here on the Radford Media app. Decision making, I think this is where, you've got to expect the pass. We know Ward can roll out as well, and I would not be surprised if they stay with anything over the middle, possibly a couple more slants here. They may go back to Walker, just run him out of the backfield in the flat. But here's where you just got to be able to wrap up one-on-one out in space, have no penalties as well. And Cardinal defense has really played a lockdown second quarter, but it's 1 or 2 key plays in close games like this. A late score before the half. You really want to try to keep this hemmed in here to a 3-point game, if at all possible. The Cardinals will get the ball to start the second half, and they will have the line of scrimmage at about the 12. So not quite the goal to go. They still got to get to the 3. But here's where clock management is going to be very important, particularly for Summit. But the Cardinal defense can use that to their advantage. They're out of timeouts. Cardinals showing pressure in the middle there. Ward with an empty backfield with some time. There's Walker. Catches at the 15. Dances to the 10. Oh, he shifts out of the tackle and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Man, oh, man. You talk about making people miss. He had at least 5 defenders around him and just danced through them all. And a big late half touchdown for the Eagles to make it 23-14. Wow. And Walker Again, after that initial 5 yards after the catch, looked like the Cardinals were going to be able to wrap him up at about the 5-yard line, but just slips through the cracks. The flags are out before the kick here. It's an offside on the Cardinals. Probably still going to go ahead and kick here, I would imagine. But we shall see. Oh, they are going to go for 2. No. Yeah, I did too. Yeah, but Ward is the quarterback, but he's also the holder, so that had us faked out. They're going to go ahead and kick, and this kid's got a leg. I mean, DeLapp, plenty of distance his last 2 kicks, and that one is well beyond the track as he boots it through. And it's 24-14 with just 7 seconds to spare right here before the half. The Eagles able to punch it in, and we'll pause here for a timeout. Be right back after this.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
7 seconds left here in our first half. A Week 3 action from Cardinal Stadium. Summit to kick off, and that one is sailing over to the track on the near side, which will draw a penalty flag.
Kick out of bounds.
So McConnell, well, he's done a great job on the PATs, not so much on the kickoffs. He's really trying to angle those. He's kicked 2 of them earlier almost out of bounds. That one did go out of bounds. And so that's going to give the Cardinals a good field, but not hardly any time to work with, just 7 seconds to go. So I'd say Coach Mallory probably going to take this to the locker room and try to regroup, get some momentum back when they get the ball to start the second half. So they'll put it down at the 35-yard line. And we'll see if they just want to take a knee right here or go ahead and run a play. And they will go to the air. So staying aggressive. Lafarge hits front. Oh, he makes a little miss. And he's shoved out, and that gets him out of bounds with 1 second on the clock. So a nice gain on the play, gain of about 20, and we'll see if they want to go ahead and run a play when they come back on. They do have 3 timeouts. They're going to take one right here. So they will have 2 more left, but just probably not going to have enough time depending on this play. So it's definitely worth it to take a shot to the end zone possibly here. That nice play to Fott puts you in range where it's not going to be quite as deep of a throw. And we know the arm strength that Camden has, so definitely expect him to put one up right here. So that touchdown a moment ago by Summit, that was their first passing touchdown. Their other 2 had been on the ground. Both of Clinton's touchdowns in the half have been on the ground as well. One by Oliver, 16-yard run. The other is sneak from Lafarge from 1 yard out. And it was really a defensive battle through the second quarter, just that late score for Summit using the clock. Really did a good job there managing that, because they started that drive up near the 30-yard line with 2 timeouts and were able to work it down the field and get into the end zone. Cardinals probably going to put it up here. 1 second to go in the half. Should be the final play. Lafarge looking deep. Gets hit as he throws. It's a wounded duck, and it's going to go out of bounds. Boy, Lafarge, hopefully he's all right. He took a shot there right as his arm was going forward, and that takes us to the end of the half. 24-14 our score here in Week 3, and we'll be back to begin our halftime coverage for you right after this. You're listening and watching Cardinal football here live on the Radford Media app, your home for Cardinal Athletics.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
And we're back here at the half. Beautiful night at Cardinal Stadium as you see the Cardinal marching band taking the field, and 24-14 are tallies here. And man, that was one of those halves, really a seesaw battle, back and forth. Cardinals got down a couple scores early, battled back thanks to a couple rushing touchdowns, both of which occurred in the second quarter. Marcus Oliver, a 16-yard run right up the middle, and then after that drive, Cardinals scoring on back-to-back there as Lafarge comes back 1-yard sneak on the second drive. So it was 17-14 with about less than 2 minutes to go at the end of that first half, and then a big score for Summit Christian. They march the ball down in about 6 plays. They get into the red zone, and they take advantage of a late hit penalty on Clinton, and they're able to punch it in from about 15 yards out. A little slant pass from Ward to Walker. Looked like the Cardinals were going to have him stopped at about the 5-yard line, but he danced around, made 3 guys miss, and was able to scoot into the end zone, and that puts us at where we are now here at the half. The other 2 touchdowns earlier for Summit were both on the ground as well. Ward rumbled for a 20-yard pass, and then they had another one on the ground as well by Caden DeLapp. So really, you look at the yardage in this game, pretty comparable. The time of possession has been the one part of this half that has been really heavily skewed towards the Eagles. They really chewed up a lot of clock. Didn't have the ball for as long in the second quarter as they did the first, but that definitely weighed on the Cardinal defense. They were out there a lot. They definitely did the best they could for the most part. Actually held them deep in the red zone one time on the goal line and forced them to a field goal. So 3 touchdowns and a field goal in the first half for the Eagles, and a couple of scores for the Cardinals. So going to be an interesting second half. This one obviously by no means over, and Cardinals a great opportunity on the first series to come out, but they are right in this ball game, no doubt about it. Clinton passing game pretty efficient. Cannon Lafarge has completed 7 passes, 7 out of 15. So pretty solid there. Oliver up around 60 yards rushing with the 1 touchdown as well. Lafarge has also been able to spread the football around pretty well. We've seen multiple different receivers catch passes. The one kid that just hasn't been able to get quite involved in the passing game has been Jace Wilson. He had just 1 catch in that first half. But Quentin fought with a catch, 3 catches for Barnhart as well. And you talk about Oliver coming out of the backfield. He also had a couple of receptions, one of which was a really big screen play. That was actually one of the biggest plays from scrimmage the entire half for the Cardinals, and that went for 40 yards on a little pitch over the middle. It had the screen set up there perfectly. So we'll see if the Cardinals come out again looking to mainly pass the football. They really tried to establish the passing game early in this one, and I think probably more of the same. They definitely have moved the football. Have only punted 1 time tonight, so definitely a lot of positives. Just a few key plays, and this game certainly could come down to turnovers, but you got to eliminate those key penalties. Cardinals had 4 of them in the first half, 2 of which cost some big yards due to being late hit type penalties that ended up keeping the drives going for Summit. And but you got to keep in mind, this is a high-powered Summit offense as well that put up 71 last week, so they've got the ability to put points up on you in a hurry. Cardinals have done a pretty good job keeping them down for the most part, holding them just to 24. But this is one of those scores right now. It's kind of similar to the Boonville game in week 1. Cardinals were down, I think, 21-14 at the half, and that one ended up falling 27-14. So just one of those games where a few key plays in that one hurt them, and you don't want that to repeat itself tonight as Clinton tries to get their first win of the year before they get ready for a very tough Pleasant Hill team. That'll be coming up next week up at Pleasant Hill as they jump back into conference play. And I think after tonight, there's only one other non-conference game left on the schedule, and that is Versailles, and that'll be a road game as well, I believe. So as we continue along here at halftime, I want to thank our sponsors again, Compass Health Network, Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care, C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Greg Smith, Ford Lincoln, Integrity Floors, and Hawthorne Bank. And the halftime show here on the Radford Media app is brought to you by Compass Health Networks. So we're going to go ahead and step aside here for a little bit. We're going to take an extended timeout, and we'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes here with the start of second half action. So stay with us right here live on the Radford Media app. Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium. Getting set for second half action here in week 3. Cardinals within striking distance. Pretty entertaining first half of football, and we'll see how it shakes out here in half number 2. Cardinals back out on the field here. And we're waiting on our stream picture here.
Cardinals fans, who's ready for second half action?
All right, and we're back here. Got our picture back. Welcome back to second half action here. Cardinals out on the field, getting ready to receive this kick. And within striking distance here, close score, and this is going to be a big first series coming up. Fielded off the bounce there, and up over the 30 to the 32 on the return. That'll be Grayson Gillis, the freshman.
Grayson Gillis with the return for the Cardinals.
So big series. Cardinals moved the football pretty consistently in the first half. Had a couple of drives where they did not score, but
Your Cardinals
had a couple
first and 10 from the
really good scoring drives and a couple of rushing touchdowns in that first half. One by Oliver, the other from Lafarge. And now, as they try to cut into this deficit here, they begin the series with decent field position from the 32. Summit going to come out in at 4-3. Summit did not blitz a whole lot at all in that first half. Oliver on the call, and not much doing. And Summit, they do have some size. We talked about earlier the experience they have loaded with seniors, and they definitely have used that to their advantage up front. Had pretty good defensive nights from Ben Winters especially. He's had several plays there in the middle, and a nose tackle there also. Scott Cooper, several plays for them defensively. They've had mostly their linemen and linebackers making plays. They've been able to take some of the pressure off the corners, but we'll see if the Cardinals can put more pressure on their secondary here in the second half. Second down and 8. Lafarge to pass, being chased out of the pocket, in trouble. He's going down. It'll be a sack all the way back at the 20. And a big loss on the play, 56 on the sack. Garrett Madden. That's a good football last name there, that being Madden. I'm assuming no relation to the late John Madden, but you never know. Third down and 8. And Cardinals now, third and 21 after the sack, I should say, all the way back to the 20. They were wishing it was third and 8. And it's going to be a spread set. Cardinals probably going to have to go to the air here. Two deep zone coverage. Going to be a lot of guys to deal with in the secondary. Oh, and the pass off the hands, and then it taking a big shot off the hands of Barnhart, and then he paid the price. Well, that was borderline helmet-to-helmet hit there. Kind of a dangerous play, but falls to the ground, incomplete. And now fourth down and long. Cardinals will no doubt have to punt here. Backed up in their own territory. So Summit gets the stop on the opening series. Pretty quick 3 and out. And it will be standing back at the 5-yard line. Lafarge to punt. And a short punt, not a lot of hang time. Oh, and it's fumbled right at about the 32 and recovered by the Cardinals. Thank you very much. A little Christmas gift early right there for Brody Barnhart. Ball just wound up right in his lap. And, man, that was a tough deal. Royd, short kick. Sometimes those are the toughest. Not much hang time, and he tried to come up and field that. May have lost it in the lights, and I think it was also a situation where he might have been debating about whether to make the fair catch, and it cost him. So the Cardinals' big recovery, and now we'll see if they can do anything with it. They go to the air with 4 wide receivers in the pattern. Lafarge being chased, backpedals, and lets it go into the sideline. So again, they got to him with the 4-man rush. That defensive line starting to get in the backfield the last few plays for Summit. You've seen a few more pressures. We saw that from their defense first half, now here early in the second half, making Lafarge bail a little bit earlier than he would like. Second down, 10 to go. They're going to have Thought split wide to the near side here, bottom of your screen, along with Barnhart. Lafarge with time. Got his man at midfield. Two defenders right there. Short of the stick will be Cam Westendorf. His first catch of the night. Puts you in a third down and manageable, though. That was at least a good play to get some yards back for you. Makes it 3rd and 3. Oliver in the backfield with Lafarge. Here comes the screen. Oh, and it's almost picked off. Almost threw that right into the mitts of Aiden Cummings. A near disaster there as Lafarge just didn't quite get the pass over his head and almost cost him. Fortunately, falls incomplete, makes it 4th down and 3. We'll see what they want to do here. Tempted to go for this, even though it is very early in the second half. 9:34 to go in the third. Looks like they will go. So big play early in the second half right here. Summit showing a 4-man rush. We'll see. Yeah, they just tried to draw him off, and now it looks like Lafarge is going to drift back. He'll be in punt formation. Long count, and now the flag comes out, and it is going to be a delay game.
Delay of game on the Cardinals.
So that will now, no doubt, make them punt, and that's where they tried to draw him off early, and that's the advantage. You got your punter out there who's also your quarterback, so you can shift him pretty easily, but really no harm, no foul to take the delay game in that situation anyway, but you still got to have a good punt right here. Lafarge back at his own 30 on 4th and 8. Has some time and gets it away. This one a little better than the last one, and see if he gets a hop. Not much of a hop, a little bit of a Clinton bounce out of bounds at about the 25. Or no, they do bring it up to the 32. So he didn't get nearly as much as I thought initially. So it will be around under a 20-yard punt there, and that's going to put Summit in pretty good field position. And the Cardinals are going to have a lot of time to try and make up to even out this time of possession battle. It is still heavily in favor of Summit. Total yards, Cardinals up around 160 total yards of offense. Summit up around 200 unofficially right now. So those numbers somewhat even to this point. Still a good chunk of football to go. Cardinals trying to hang in here early and keep it close, trying to get a quick stop. Here goes Walker. He's been a thorn in their side tonight. Had that touchdown right before the end of the half. Very tough to bring down. And gets out to about the 36-yard line. And he's been good for averaging around 5 yards a pop out of the backfield. Has been pretty good catching the ball out of the backfield as well tonight. And he definitely, he's got the most yards from scrimmage for him in this ball game so far, run and pass catching yards for him. So one of those dual threat players that's very hard to contain. So they go empty here. Ward from the shotgun. Cardinals rush 4. Design run up the middle. Multiple tackles broken all the way up to midfield. Big chunk play for Ward, who's shown he can rip off some yards tonight. He's pretty fleet of foot. And Wilson on the stop, but not after a gain of 16 and a first down to midfield. Continuing the subbing here, this style of offense requires a lot of subbing as well. You're shifting in and out with your receivers, and they've done it pretty good tonight. They've just only had one delay game, but they've spread it around. They've had just a bevy of receivers all night that have caught passes. Here's Walker shaking out of 2 tackles again all the way down to the 45 of Clinton, and that's one of those plays again. You think you've got him until you don't. He just scampers right out of there as Golder on the stop for the Cardinals. 2nd down, 5 to go from the 45, and right now on the drive, they're staying in these second and manageable situations. They've been pretty tough to put in long down and distance situations tonight. Cardinals have had 1 sack in the ball game. And that was by far the biggest loss that they've had them in tonight. That was, on that particular sack was a loss of 21, but since then they've stayed pretty manageable in the down and distance. And not much there that time as they bottle that up. Cardinals all over it. And Clifton there in the middle, surging through, along with Stamper.
Carried by the Eagles, short game. And on the tackle was number 8, Jack English.
And English in there as well as we approach 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. Clock rolling in the Summit's favor. Here's where they're starting to chew on that clock a little bit more. Third down, 4 to go. And they're going to shift Porter out wide left. Offset eye in that backfield this time. And handoff goes to Walker, but nothing doing. And that one looked like it was going the wrong way. Walker, I think, zigged when he should have zagged. That was a nice play, though. English was in the backfield along with Thought. Really good job converging there. So that's a nice little play for the defense on third down to get him shut down. Puts him in a 4th down and long. 4th and 8, so he actually lost a few there. And that was one of the best plays all night against Walker, containing him right there. So Barnhart deep for the Cardinals. In punt formation, a little bit of a high snap. McConnell gets it away on a booming punt. Oh, a beauty. And it hits at the 10. Oh, my. Unbelievable. And they down it at about the 2. I mean, a perfect punt by Noah McConnell. That is right on the screws there. Man, oh, man. Had the perfect amount of hang time on that and put that ball, I mean, just deadened it perfectly right at the 10-yard line. Got those 2 intermediate hops. That is, you put that punt on a clinic video right there. So the Cardinals are going to be backed up very deep, almost 100 yards to deal with right here on this drive. And this is where you got to be very, very careful. Protection's got to be very good to stay out of the safety type situation. And we want to thank our sponsors again tonight. Compass Health Network, Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care, C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Greg Smith, Ford Lincoln, Integrity Floors, and Hawthorne Bank. Supporting Cardinal football on the Radford Media app tonight, live video streaming. Hope you're enjoying the coverage tonight. We've got Aiden on the camera, doing a great job as always for us. And we had Jim Sublette out here earlier helping us out, getting everything set up. Cardinals will be on the road next week. We will be up at Pleasant Hill as we get back into conference play.
From the 2-yard line.
And just 4 home games this year for the Cardinals. So they've got a schedule this year where they've got 2 more on the road. And they will have to, I think they start either a 2 or 3 game road swing starting next week. As they come back on the ground, Oliver, a little breathing room up over the 10, out to about the 16-yard line. So that's a nice little run. Gives you some space to operate. That is so tough being backed up around the 10-yard line or inside the 10, and that's where you start at the 2. It makes it difficult for your O-line, but now you're going to have a little more breathing space. 5:40 left to go here in the third. Empty set, Lafarge with some time. Just over the grass there. A little high for Barnhart on the far side. Kind of a deep post route there, and man, that was within inches of being reeled in. Line of scrimmage, the 17-yard line. 2nd down, 10 to go. Going to shift, looks like English out wide this time. Normally lined up at the tight end spot, but they got 3 diamond receivers over there near side in the stack. And Lafarge looking that way, goes short near side, reeled in this time. Barnhart makes the grab. And able to get both feet down there going to be awfully close to the first down. They're going to put him down at looks like the 37.
Brings up 3rd and short.
Excuse me, 27. So he is short of the stick by good yard there. Third and 1. Cardinals shift the diamond set to the other side now. Oh, and they're all over that. Handoff went to Oliver, and he's bottled up. Man, oh man, on that like crazy there. That was 65 right all over that play. Ben Winters, who's made several plays tonight for him at left tackle and able to gobble up LaFarge. So 4th down and 3. And Cardinals, it looked like they're going to go ahead and punt here. Maybe thought about going for it, but you're just too deep in your own territory here. Don't want to risk it. And again, this is still a tight game here with a lot of time to go. So LaFarge now, that's where you got to play the field position battle. LaFarge trying to get off a good punt here, back at about his own 10, gets it away. And they let that one go, and it is down to just shy of midfield right there.
Punt is down at the 49-yard line.
So Summit getting ready to come back onto the field here offensively, and this is where the Cardinal defense, again, they're asked to come up with another big stop. This is where the pressure building late in this third quarter. You're on the field a lot tonight, and this is where you're really looking for a turnover. Find a way to get the ball right back. But the first couple drives, Cardinals haven't moved the ball a whole lot. They have not been across midfield yet here in the third quarter. So this is where the defense, sometimes you got to do it the old-fashioned way, and your defense has to keep you in the game, and so far they've done it to this point. So they've got 4 wide this time, and they're going to have Ward back in the shotgun, mostly shotgun formations tonight for Summit. We've seen a little bit of under center play, though, from him. And pass far side is caught short of the stick. They're reeled in over there by DeLapp. Third catch for Caden DeLapp tonight. And Lynch playing that zone right there on top of him, though. Didn't give him much after the catch. Brings up 2nd down, 4 to go.
2nd down for Summit Christian at the 43.
They're going to show pass again right here in the formation. Empty set. They had a few yards after the catch. Porter up over the 40, has about the 38-yard line. Looks like he's going to have the first down. And that will be enough for the chains to move as Stamper makes the tackle.
Eagles have first down at the 39.
Just under 4 to go in the third quarter. Here's where don't want them to score late with any time left. You'd like to have at least one more possession in this third quarter if you can. Another empty set, but they just spread them out and they run right up the middle. Design run for Ward. Flag is out from the back judge. And that's coming back. That'll be a hold on the Eagles. 7 penalties tonight in the ball game. Cardinals have had 3 of those. 2 of those were 15-yard personal fouls as well. But really, it's been a pretty clean game on both sides tonight. And they're going to bring this one back all the way to the 49. So costly hold there. I think they got the left guard on that play, Daniel Rohr. Tugging the jersey just a little bit too long right there. So that may give the Cardinals some advantages now. It puts you in a 2nd down and long. Call it 20 all the way to the 49. So definitely has the potential to really change the drive here. Cardinals going to set back, play 6 deep, rush 5. Ward flushed out. Hit as he throws, and it's intercepted at the 40-yard line. Coming back the other way and into Summit territory. There's the turnover we were looking for. Peyton Goff, I believe, with the pick. Or was that 22?
Number 23.
Yeah, I think it was Goff. Might have been Gillis 22, but I think we'll go with 23. I'm pretty sure. Aiden, did you see it? You think it was Goff? I believe so. Boy, that's a huge play right there. Huge play. And now you are in business. Good field position, 40-yard line for the Cardinals. Trying to take advantage. That is a huge gift. You've got to find a way to score off of this. Lafarge airing it out and just, they call that a catch. Oh my gosh. What a catch by Barnard. I thought there was no way that he was going to be able to stay in bounds, but they call that one a grab at the 30-yard line. Unbelievable catch. Man, that ball was floated out there. I thought Lafarge was going to put maybe just a little bit too much on that, but man, he put just the right amount of touch when he had to. That's a big-time throw right there. Short of the stick by just 2 yards. Lafarge with time, trying to pick up the pressure. He gets away from it. Oh, he takes a pretty big hit right there at the 35, goes down. Oliver just couldn't quite pick up the pressure. And that's where Camden had to do it himself. Put it on his legs, got out of there a little bit, but fortunately bounces up. He took kind of a shot there for sure. Brings up a 3rd down and 4. Cardinals getting the first turnover in this game with the interception. Second turnover this game. Cardinals have actually forced both of them. They recovered that fumbled punt earlier in the first half as well. So they're winning the turnover battle, but just got to turn it into some offense. Big 3rd and 4. They go on the ground. Oliver straight ahead. And he's got it. Good. Full head of steam there. Had the line in front of him. Kept the legs pumping as well. And a new set of downs. Keeps the drive going. Oliver, power runner. Right there. Turned into kind of a fullback in a way. And just went straight ahead. So from the 29, it'll be a 1st and 10 as we tick almost to 2 minutes here in this 3rd quarter. Neither team has scored here in the second half so far. It has been a defensive battle to this point. They go on the ground. Oliver right through the gut and gets 3, maybe 4 to about the 25. As Winters, another tackle for him. He's coming up on, I've got him down for 8 tackles on the night. He's been a machine there in the middle. 2nd down, manageable though for the Cardinals. 2nd and 7 at the 26-yard line. 1:38 to go in the 3rd. Option left. Lafarge elects to keep, and again gets popped pretty good there. A couple tackles made on him, 2 defenders, and it's where you have the potential of losing that football. Got to secure it. Those options are sometimes very dangerous. That quarterback's got to make that read early and really decide whether he wants to pitch or keep. But the pitch man was pretty well covered up there. That was Oliver, so I think Lafarge knew he was going to have to pay the price if he tucked that football. Another big 3rd down. 3rd and 5 from the 24 with 54 seconds and counting left in the 3rd quarter. Cardinals on a big series here. This may be the series that could potentially decide the game. Back to pass. Looking deep right. And overshoots the intended target. Over on the far side there, or near side I should say. That was intended for Wilson. And covered up. That was a tough completion to make. That outside the numbers throw towards the sideline is one of the toughest throws for a quarterback to make, especially when you're facing too deep, because you got to worry about the safety over the top. And that time the corner had enough depth where he was able to extend out enough towards the sideline that took that away. In other words, he basically beat Wilson to that spot, knew he was going that way on the route, and made that throw very, very difficult. So 4th down, 5 to go, 41 seconds left here in the 3rd. Lafarge looking to pass. Bootleg right. Airs it out. End zone. Got a man up for grabs, and it's knocked down. Oh, just a split second late. Looking for Barnhart. And I mean a split second play there. A hand came down late for Summit to knock it down. But hold on, folks. We got a penalty marker down. This is going to be a big call right here as well. What do we have here? Didn't look like pass interference. Initially, we got a face mask on whom? Personal foul, face mask on Summit. Wow.
On the Eagles.
Tough to tell where that occurred, but man, that is monster penalty, folks, right there. Monster. And that's an automatic first down.
Cardinals another.
All the way down to the 11-yard line. Unbelievable. So it looked like Summit had him stopped. That was a throw that was just within inches of Barnhart bringing it down. Tried to fit it into double coverage. They knocked it down, but the face mask, the second big personal foul penalty on Summit tonight, is a big one. So first down and 10. Cardinals still need the 2 for the goal to go from the 12. They give it to Oliver, and he's bottled up. Gets maybe a yard or two. Here's where you got to be very, very precise with your play calling for sure. And this is where it gets so tough. Deep inside the red zone like this, we'll see if the Cardinals want to take the clock to the end of the third, down to 4 seconds, 3, 2, and they will.
That's the end.
So we head to the fourth quarter here in week 3. Cardinals looking for their first win of the year in a tight one with Summit. We'll go to the fourth and final quarter when we come back here on the Radford Media app.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
We are back as we head to the fourth quarter here at Cardinal Stadium. Glad you could be with us tonight here streaming live on the Radford Media page, Radford Media app as well.
Final quarter. Cardinals have
And we've got
down at the 9-yard line.
a close one here, and the Cardinals knocking on the door. It's going to be second down and 7 at the 9. Lafarge out of the pistol formation, drifting right. Flag out, pass is incomplete.
Pass ball
So we'll check on this flag. Just had a big penalty a moment ago. They called the face mask personal foul on Summit to keep the drive alive for Clinton on a third down, and now this is going to be a hold on Clinton.
holding on Cardinals is the call.
It's going to bring this one back a little bit. So shaping up to be a very interesting fourth quarter. Neither team got the ball in the end zone in the third quarter, I do believe, if my memory serves. And this is where the momentum, you feel, just kind of up for grabs right now. Cardinals have a great chance to seize it
15-yard line.
right here. So second down, 17 after the penalty, ball at the 19-yard line for Clinton. Fought, split out wide on that far side. Lafarge looking screen, middle. Oliver's got it, flag out. He bounces off 2 tackles, gets down to the 1.
Marcus Oliver with the carry.
But this one, I'm afraid, may be coming back as well. Flag came out pretty early there, and are they going to get a hold here on one of the linemen on this screen play? Or blocking the back, maybe. Wow. Well, they've gone to that screen a few times tonight. Of course, they had that one play earlier in the first half where it went for big yards, and they dialed it up again right there, and still trying to sort this penalty out right here. It's going to be a block in the back on Clinton. And an eligible receiver downfield as well, I believe. And that's a loss at down. I think he just made that signal. But now I think they're going to go ahead and confer on this. It looked like he made two signals, a block in the back and an eligible, and then went to his cap, which I believe is loss of down. And if it is loss of down, that is big, very big, because it backs you up and it puts you in a third down. It potentially could be second down, but the other problem is it would be third and forever as well. But the officials here having to have a discussion as well, trying to sort this out. So block in the back, it's declined. And, well, he went to the cap again there, which I believe is the loss of down signal, but then he didn't officially say that, I think. I think he started to, then he didn't complete the signal. So it appears it is just a straight block in the back penalty, no loss of down. It is second down and 23 from the 24. Looking middle and passed on just a touch behind Barnhart, but I think he got it down at the 10-yard line. Boy, a heck of a catch. Barnhart's made a couple of dandy catches. Had that one the last drive right in front of the sideline and got that one. Even though that ball was a little behind him, he had to reach back just a bit, and that was a very tough catch because you're running that slant. All your momentum is going towards the middle of the field, and then you got to reach back just a hair. Takes you out of your stride a bit, but reeled it in. And now third down and 10 at the 12, and no doubt this is four-down territory for Clinton as they roll near side. Lafarge into the end zone, up for grabs. Oh, that was very close to being picked off as it falls incomplete. Looking for Westendorf, but there was three white jerseys all around him. That was a very dangerous throw, trying to fit that one in. So 11:03 to go in the game. Cardinals down 24-14. I really think you got to go for this. I mean, I know it's kind of a tough situation, but just the fact your defense has been out there so long, and I don't think they want to kick here. I mean, you could kick the field goal, but I think they're going to go ahead and go. And it's, boy, big play to say the least. Fourth down and 10 at the 12. Lafarge looking to the air, deep over the middle, and it is caught, but was he in bounds? It's a touchdown, they say.
Cardinals touchdown!
Whoa, what a catch, back middle. And is that Barnhart? I think it's Barnhart, I believe. 9.
That's the Clinton Cardinals touchdown. Pass complete to Brody Barnhart.
Man, you talk about two big catches on that drive. That, of course, the touchdown being the biggest. Man, that was a heck of a catch. He threw that ball and led him perfectly. He had to cover a lot of ground to get to that. He ran to the football, and that was just an outstanding catch. The extra point is good.
Extra point is good.
And we got a dogfight. 10:58 to go in the game. The Cardinals strike and pull within 3. Kick when we come back. Right after this, you're watching Cardinal football on the Radford Media app.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
We are back. Cardinal Stadium is alive. Cardinals pull to within 3 with 10:58 to go in the ball game. A touchdown strike, 12-yard strike, Lafarge to Barnhart. So that was the first passing touchdown of the night for the Cardinals. As Grayson Gillis getting ready to kick off here for Clinton. And going to pop it up. Fielded at the 30 and up near the 40-yard line on the return. So the defense got a little breather. I mean, that was really the drive you needed. I mean, that was just the perfect series. Took some time off, gave the defense some time to rest. And, boy, they come up with a big, big strike there and 2 catches on that series for Barnhart. So he has turned into the go-to receiver in this game for Clinton. 5 catches for him tonight, and none bigger than those 2 on that series. So 10:54 to go. Seen the Cardinals force a couple turnovers tonight. And how about another one right here? They had the interception on the previous series. And now the Eagles back out on offense as they go to the ground. They go back to Beige Walker and near the 43. Walker's had a big night tonight. Over 100 yards in all-purpose yards. Also has the touchdown as well, as we've got a Clinton player late to get up here. They're in the middle of the field. Have not caught the number yet. Is that 59, I believe? Landon Stamper. Hopefully he's okay. And still trying to maybe shake that one off a little bit, though. So it brings up second down, 6 to go for the Eagles. But you're at least in a position right now where a touchdown can win you the game if you're Clinton. But you don't want another time-consuming drive given up here. Back to pass, Ward. And he's going to take off to midfield. Should be a first down. And every now and then, Ward, he's gotten out of the pocket with some ability. They really kind of picked and chose pretty methodically when they wanted to run him. And he's had a couple big scampers tonight. He's burned them a few times out of that shotgun. A couple of them have been straight design runs there. I think he was looking to throw first and took off. Cardinals have done a pretty good job in the 2-deep zone, keeping everything in front, taking away the short stuff. And that's the thing about it. They've prevented the bombs tonight. Just got to continue to keep everything in front. They go to Walker. Again, he is so tough to bring down. Makes that first guy miss again. Gets 1, maybe 2. And that's what you got to hold him to for sure. You can't let him get that 5 to 6 yards of carry, which he's been pretty good at doing tonight. So 9:36 to go in the ball game. Second down, 8 coming up here for Summit. Pretty advantageous situation for the defense. You'll take a second down and 8 for sure. It gives you some room to work, and Cardinals have not blitzed a lot tonight. They've stayed pretty much with that straight 4-man rush. They stay in the 4-3. A slant caught well shy of the marker. Good job again coming up, taking that away. Not much after the catch for Geiger. And now Geiger goes down. He is in some pain, so they're going to come out and take a look at him, and we'll go ahead and step aside. Injury timeout, 9:01 to go in the ballgame, and we'll be back after this.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
Welcome back, and coming off the field there gingerly is Geiger, one of their key receivers. Hopefully that's just a cramp as he comes off in some pain, though. Cramps are not fun. They are definitely a painful thing. Of course, it's one of those deals tonight where you don't typically see it as much when it's maybe not as humid, but it can certainly happen earlier in the year, no doubt. So 3rd and 6, big play right here for the Cardinal defense. Clock rolling, 8:57 to go in the ball game. Ward to pass. They make him move the pocket, gets out of there again. Make a couple guys miss there and gets to the 45. Short of the stick, though. And now, boy, big decision here. 4th down coming up. Oh, and we got another cramp going on now, no doubt, as they're stretching out a player over on the far side.
Injury timeout on the field.
So we'll go ahead and have another injury timeout here. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. Want to thank Compass Health Network, Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care, C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Greg Smith Ford Lincoln, Integrity Floors, and Hawthorne Bank. And we've got one of these games right now where one play can make the difference in a tight ball game like this. Cardinals have battled. They've trailed the whole game, but they've been right in it. And down here within striking distance, 3-point contest as they help Brooks off the field. And he looks like he's walking a little bit better now. So back-to-back plays. 2 of their receivers have gone down with cramps, and Geiger's still down there getting some attention on the sidelines. So we'll see if he's able to come back in. That could have an impact. I mean, they've spread the ball around a lot. They are definitely an offense that uses all 4 and 5 of their wide receivers. So to lose 2 of their guys could make an impact right here on what is a very important play in this ball game. 4th and 4 at the 44 coming up.
Flag on the field.
Flag is out right before this snap. Boy, what could this be right here? Is that, I believe, illegal motion early? Man, that is very costly. All the way back to the 49-yard line. Boy, movement at a bad time for Summit, and now that makes it 4th and 9, and they will appear to punt. Huge opportunity for the Cardinals with 8:11 to go, a chance to go down and possibly have a game-winning drive. Punt is away. Angled out of bounds again by McConnell.
Punt sails out of bounds.
So we've had some big penalties in this second half, really on both sides, but that one right there, man, a killer for Summit, and the Cardinals a great opportunity to take advantage, and good field position as well. That was not the punt they were looking for. McConnell had one that was a perfect punt, pinned the Cardinals down to the 2-yard line earlier in the third, but that one right there definitely going to give the Cardinals some breathing room. So 1st and 10 at the 30 for Coach Mallory's team. Inside handoff, Oliver with a lane. Dragging a guy, pulling him by the foot there, trying the old shoestring tackle, but it didn't work so well, and I think they're going to give him the first. Oh, and late flag is out as we've got more jawing after the play. They went ahead and spotted it a first down, a gain of 11. But now another marker, and the penalty starting definitely to become a factor in this game now late with 7:54 to go. We'll see if this is another unsportsmanlike, because it definitely came at that point, and they're walking backwards. So it appears Clinton going to take another one, and it is another personal foul on Clinton. I believe their 3rd tonight in the ball game. And that is big, too. I mean, every yard counts in a game like this, especially at this point in the game. So that backs you up to the 26.
Ball now sits at the 26-yard line.
And it'll be a replay of the down. So 1st and long for CHS. 1st and 15. Boy, struggling to get lined up here. Officials have been blowing the whistle a lot here in the fourth quarter and trying to check on, got it spotted here where they want it, it appears. And now we're ready to roll, it appears. Oliver out of the first tackle. Another nice gain for him. Boy, he's had a nice second half. Gets all the way to the 35 near the stick.
Ball now sent to the 35-yard line.
So second down, short to go. Cardinals with all three of their timeouts. 7:28 to go in the ball game. Four-man rush. Playing man on the edges. And again, they're just content to play man and bring four, which typically, you don't like to blitz if you're playing zone. So I'm noticing the Cardinals have been playing a little more man too in their secondary in the second half as well. So both defenses trying to tighten the screws up out on the edges with their corners. And just not trying to overplay. We've really seen both defenses, I feel like, be maybe a little more cautious, not as much blitzing. Sometimes you blitz more when you're in zone situations than man, but it's evened its way out. Both defenses have played really well. It's been a scoreless second half to this point as we got another marker down. And this will be illegal motion, illegal shift on Clinton.
Legal shift on the Cardinals is the call.
So that backs it to the 30, call it the 36. So we had pretty much a penalty-free first half. That has not been the case here in the second half, particularly here in the fourth quarter. Up to 11 penalties now combined in the ball game. And they are starting to have a huge weight to this game. No question. Barnhart, who had the big touchdown a moment ago, in motion, and they give the ball right up the middle. Oh, Oliver almost got out of it. And I misspoke a moment ago. I said it was been a scoreless second half, but Barnhart did have the touchdown, I believe, in the early fourth quarter. So one touchdown in the second half, that being for the Cardinals. But other than that, points have been very hard to come by. 6:06 to go here in the contest. Cardinals trying to get that first win of the year. And they're in position to do it. Line of scrimmage is the 39. Option near side. Oliver off the pitch. Another nice run, getting out a couple tackles. Boy, he's been running with a lot of power tonight. Just good full head of steam, good pad level. He's been very tough to bring down. And he's close to 100 yards rushing. 87 tonight unofficially. And one touchdown for him as well. So he's had a very good night. And now we got official stoppage in play. Third down coming up. And it's going to be a water break. Officials timeout for hydration. So 5:40 to go in the ball game. Can the Cardinals get it in the win column here with a late drive to win the game? We shall find out. We'll be back right after this.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
.540 left to go in the contest. Spencer Edwards, Aiden Jones back with you here at Cardinal Stadium. Cardinals trying to mount a late game winning drive 48-yard line of scrimmage. They're going to shift on the far side over there. That's going to be lined up. The 8 of Jack English. Oh, and movement up on the line. Wow. False start on the Cardinals. Boy, that right there is critical. Every little bit counts. Every little bit counts right now. But, man, there's been some big penalties. The Cardinals going to have to regroup here, and that's where just trying to get a little bit ahead of yourself. Got to listen to the count as a lineman got started there a little bit early. 3rd and 8. Ball back to the 43. Rolling right. Lafarge in trouble. Gets out of it. Gets around 3 defenders somehow and gets up to midfield just short of the marker. He was rolling that way. He had Barnhart, who's been the preferred target in the second half, in that deep post on that side of the field. But they covered him late. Had a safety with help over the top. Did a good job pulling that down and running. And tell you what, Lafarge, he's pretty fleet of foot as well. He's able to make people miss and was able to scamper and make something out of what looked like was going to be a disaster. So 4th and 1, 4:33 to go in the ball game. Cardinals will go for it. Right here could be the game. They hurry up to the line. Play clock's at 2. Got a hurry. They get him off just barely, and Oliver surges through the middle, and I believe a first down. Wow, and that was very close to a delayed game. They snapped that ball with about a second on the play clock. And they go to Oliver. Again, seen a heavy dose of him here in the second half, and he gets a big first down. And the Cardinals have done a good job not having to burn a timeout as of yet. They still got all 3 in their back pocket. Summit has all 3 as well. As we approach 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Everything on the line now with 3 wide to the near side. They go option right. And out of bounds, Oliver forced towards the sideline.
Oliver with the ball.
As Garrett Madden on the tackle there for the Eagles, forcing him out. Not a lot of subbing either. I've been watching the sideline for Summit. Not a lot of subs on defense. So they're out there at this point. Some of them sucking air. It's been a physical game and just a hard-fought battle on both sides. Really that defensive kind of game that you're not accustomed to seeing in this day and age when everything's about the passing game and typically you get a lot of offense involved. But not tonight. It's been kind of an old-fashioned style game. 2nd and 8. Oliver on the ground with some positive yards. So they'll take that. So now, boy, it's getting close in terms of using timeouts. Of course, it's one of those situations where if you're running the ball, you're going to be more than likely to need to have, use that possibly earlier rather than later. Before you get in a 3rd and long, 4th and long, you don't want to have to hurry and then call a timeout. You want to do it on your terms, and now you're coming up on that 2-minute mark where you almost got to start thinking about it depending on the type of play call it is. So 3rd and 5. With 4 wide, they stay on the ground. And Lafarge almost pitched that at the last second, but a good decision, keeps it, and has the first. So that'll stop the clock to set the chains all the way to the 35-yard, make it to 36. Taking advantage of those edges right now. Cardinals doing a good job with that option. And you can see Summit's DNs are getting sucked in a little bit, so that's leaving that outside edge open for that space, and it's putting a lot of pressure on that outside linebacker in the corner to have to deal with the pitch man, and that's allowed Lafarge to have some room to keep and run on these option plays as we approach 2 minutes to go in the ball game. They're going to bring 6 this time as Lafarge rolls the pocket. Lets it go into coverage, knocked up in the air, and it's incomplete. No flags down. There definitely was some contact, but no pass interference called as Barnhart, the intended receiver. That was risky. Trying to fit that one in outside the numbers. Very tough. She had 2 corners and a safety right there in man coverage, so they had a lot of defenders around the play. Very, very tough to fit that one in. That's where against man, you almost got to look more down the middle of the field in the passing game versus that outside the numbers throw. 2nd and 10. And option, Lafarge keeps looking for something. Not much. And here's where you almost got to consider maybe the first time out. Clock is rolling. He's obviously well within bounds, and that clock keeps moving. Still 3 timeouts for Clinton.
3rd down at the 34.
Yeah, this is what's going to come down to some clock management, no doubt. They are content, though, it looks like, to let it roll. But I think after this play, you definitely got to start thinking about a timeout. We come up on 1 minute to go, 1:14 and counting. Cardinals hurry to the line, play clock down to 11. Crowd getting into it. Lafarge, plenty of time, sets up. There's the deep over the middle. Oh, he just overshot him. Oh, just overshot him. Right idea. I mentioned it just earlier. Maybe look deep middle as opposed to that outside the numbers route. They did exactly that. They were looking for Fought, and he just overshot him. Just a little bit.
It's 4th down for the Cardinals.
Wow. Potentially a game winner right there, just within inches. 1:01 to go. 4th and 8. Here we go. Could be the ball game, and now they will take the timeout. So this will be the first timeout used by Clinton in the second half. Still got 2 more left, which is definitely a good thing. So they definitely waited as long as possible, and that does put yourself in a good position. That's where, after a pass, incompletion doesn't hurt you. The clock stops there. So this is where going to be interesting on the play calling. Going to be very interesting. And, boy, I don't know. I like the passing option potential because if Summit stays in man, those corners, it's going to make them cover the whole way. So, and you've got speed to get by man coverage. You got Wilson, you got Fought, you got Barnhart, guys that can get past it one-on-one. So if there's one-on-one matchups, which there appears there probably will be if Summit stays in man, now I'll be very curious to see if they shift to zone possibly. Because I know if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm wanting some help up over the top. If you've got guys like Wilson and Barnhart that have the wheels, which Clinton has, and Fought as well. So Fought going to come out wide here to the bottom of your screen on the near side. Barnhart wide right. 4th and 8 could be the ball game right here. 1:01 to go. Lafarge trying to step up. Oh, no, pocket collapses. The pocket collapses on him as he tried to step up. Nowhere to go. And that may do it as Summit comes off the field celebrating. We got a player down for the Eagles. One of the linemen flat on his back. So they will come out to check on him. But, man, the pocket just caved in. He wanted to step up and throw that ball deep over the middle. Probably going to be another deep middle route, so he didn't want to have to roll out, which I think is why he wanted to step up, because if you roll, you've got to probably throw it outside the numbers, which is the toughest way to do it. So they went probably same route as that last one he just overshot with Fought, but the pocket just didn't hold long enough for him as the injured Summit player coming off the field. Looks like he appears to be okay. That is Ben Winters. But that probably will seal the game, and it's probably going to cause Summit to run out the rest of this clock. Cardinals, actually, I think the Cardinals are still showing that they actually had 3 timeouts. I thought Clinton had taken one a minute ago, but it was actually a Summit timeout that was taken before that last play. Because I was wondering the same thing. I was like, why would Clinton take the timeout after an incomplete pass when the clock had stopped? But so I think that actually was Summit that took that. So he still had 3, and this is, though, where it's going to be tough to not use them now if you're Clinton with just 52 seconds to go. So Eagles probably going to keep it on the ground here to try to run the rest of this clock out. Cardinals creep up on the line. Still not out of the woods yet, though. They roll out, and he's just running for his life, trying to get to the sideline, but he will stay in bounds, which is definitely what they want him to do. And clock continues to move. We'll see what Clinton wants to do with the timeouts. As Ward on the keeper there. And apparently, Cardinals just going to let this run out. So they're going to come up just a tad short tonight in this ball game. So yeah, Clinton, they're not going to use it, and clock's just going to go ahead and run. Under 10 seconds to go, and Summit's not even going to have to run another play. So Clinton tonight, boy, they fought hard, battled back, almost came back, had a chance to win the game in the last series, but a sack on 4th and 10 with 1:01 to go in the game ends up ending the game, and Clinton falls here tonight by a razor-thin margin of 24-21 to the Summit Christian Eagles, who are now 2-1 on the year. Cardinals fall to 0-3, and we'll be back to wrap it all up for you when we come back right after this break on the Radford Media app.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.
And we're back here at Cardinal Stadium for the final time tonight. Boy, a good ball game here this evening. Cardinals come up just short, 24-21 to the Summit Christian Academy Eagles. And one of those games, seesaw battle, defensive, low-scoring style game. Not a lot of scoring in the second half, just one touchdown the entire half. That was for the Cardinals. Cardinals put 3 in the end zone tonight. You look at the rushing numbers in the first half, heavily in favor of the Cardinals, actually, because they had 2 of those rushing touchdowns on the ground, one by Oliver of 16 yards, the other a 1-yard sneak by Lafarge. And then not a lot of scoring until late in the third quarter. Cardinals got the touchdown strike. It was a big one, a great catch as well, 20-yard pass play. Lafarge hits Barnhart, who had an outstanding game tonight receiving the football, as he had 6 catches, up over 60 yards receiving in the touchdown, but just was not quite enough. Cardinals were moving the ball on that last drive, got into 4th down and 10. They did have a couple big penalties earlier in the series, but were still in a position to convert. It was going to be tough, 4th and 10 in Summit territory, and it was a situation where they were looking for that deep middle route, and right idea. I mean, Camden had to try and step up. He didn't want to have to roll out on that, but the pocket just was not there for him. And a big sack by Winters for Summit to cap the ball game for the Eagles. And this is where, the game you look back on, yeah, you had some penalties that changed the field position a little bit, but at the end of the day, you were still in a position to win the ball game, but it just was not quite enough here tonight. So the Cardinals fall to 0-3. Will look for their first win next week when they travel to Pleasant Hill, and we'll have that one for you right here on the Cardinal Sports Network. Before we go, I want to thank our outstanding sponsors making the broadcast possible tonight. We want to thank Compass Health Network, Clayton's Heartfelt In-Home Care, C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Greg Smith Ford Lincoln, Integrity Floors, and Hawthorne Bank. So that's going to do it for our coverage tonight. We enjoyed bringing you all the coverage here this evening. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Spencer Edwards on behalf of Aiden Jones. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back next Friday for you, 7 o'clock at Pleasant Hill as the Cardinals hit the road for MRVC West action. Until then, have a good weekend, everybody, and stay safe.
Your health matters, and so does your choice of provider. If you or a loved one rely on Medicaid, turn to Compass Health Network for compassionate care. From mental health services to primary care, pediatrics to dental, we're dedicated to meeting your needs. And if you're facing a mental health crisis, we're here to support you every step of the way. You can find the closest Compass Health Network location at compasshealthnetwork.org. Your well-being is our priority. Call us today, 844-853-8937.